Hello and welcome. My name is DW and this is my little slice of the internet I like to call Dub's Beauty Diary. Today I have something different for my channel. Last year I found this fun tag on Instagram. It's called Color Me Reading. So this was created by Red Dirt and Stardust, Verity, and Makeup Mania and more, and that's Samantha. And they have a bunch of prompts, and you read a book according to the prompt, and the prompts are color based. So last year I saw this and I joined the group and I completely forgot about it. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I just spaced it completely. But this year, they mentioned something in the group again, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna get started right away. I'm not gonna forget about this. So they have 12 prompts, so I figure I could do one per month, try to, maybe more. I don't know, we'll see. Because in 2022, my Goodreads challenge was 40 books, and I read 35, which was pretty good, and I was still in the momentum to keep reading. So then in 2023 I set my goal of 40 again, but then I ended up only reading 8 books, and I want to get back into the swing of things. So hopefully my goal this year is just 12, and hopefully I can meet that. I did finish the first book, so I'm going to do an eye look based on the color that was the first color in the row, and then talk about the book. I don't know, does that sound interesting? Like, it's a get ready with me, but we're also talking about books. I'm not sure if any of my subscribers would like this or not, but we will try it. And also this holds me accountable to continue to read, continue to put on makeup, and continue with this project and not forget about it again. So the first prompt was flame red. So I went on Google and I typed in flame red, and this is what popped up. So instantly, I thought I needed to finally read Mouse. It's a graphic novel, but, and I believe it's one of the banned books now, but this was because the red around the book. I mean, it's black and white inside, but that's what I chose for this one. So let's do a look with my Duo Japan, my Battleship palette, and maybe some other stuff I've got sitting around here, and I will give you my thoughts and opinions and talk about the book. So I thought I would start this challenge out with something a little bit easier, so that's why I went with the book. It's like 150 pages, and it's been sitting on my nightstand for a while now, and I just needed it. It's small, and plus it's a graphic novel, so it's even shorter. I think it took me 2 or 3 nights to read it, but so we're starting off easy, like a gimme, so that I can get back into the swing of things. Because first of all, I used to read in my car in between shifts, but then last year I got pregnant, and I ended up taking naps between shifts instead of reading, and that's why I kind of fell off the bandwagon. And now currently I'm not working right now, and so I'm still on maternity leave. So I was just reading at night when my husband was watching his TV shows, and I was trying to feed the baby, and that worked out pretty well. Anyway, Mouse is about, it's like a story about the cartoonist that's actually writing the comic or the graphic novel, and he's talking to his father who lived through World War II. Now this book has, I'm just gonna say, it's got some trigger warnings. There's some suicide, genocide, child abuse, you know, it's about World War II, so, and the Jewish community, so you kind of know what you're getting into when you start reading it. I lost my train of thought there. So the comic writer is talking to his father who survived or whatever, and he's like writing down everything he says about his experience. So it's like a diary, but in graphic novel form. I don't know, it's interesting. So they start out, and he was a rich man living in Poland, I believe, and they go through his life of how he met the cartoonist's mother, and how the war started, and then they talk about trying to think of what blush I should use. They talk about having to like hide from the Nazis, and it's kind of funny because, well, it's not funny, it's not, but the way that the artist depicts the characters. So the Jewish people are mice, the non-Jewish Polish people are pigs, and the Nazis are cats drawn in the comic. And I don't know, it's just really interesting. I didn't realize that there was a second part to this, so I'm gonna try and find that somewhere, because he just got, in the end of this one, he just got to the concentration camp, and the story goes back and forth to like what's happening today and what happened to him in the past. So like this old man, he's having like health issues, and he's not getting along real great with his wife, and so they have those types of things in here too. That's way, might be okay. And like how that war affected him permanently, kind of like he's pretty stingy with his money, and that's because they needed to save it when to like bribe people when they were getting all swept up and stuff. That is really red. I've always been interested in World War II. I just we watched that Hitler documentary on Amazon, or I don't remember what it was on, to be honest. But it was like a 6-part series. And there's a lot of stuff I didn't know. But in school, I always was interested in learning about Anne Frank. And like, because we read the Diary of Anne Frank or whatever in elementary school. And I was always interested in learning about that. I can't fathom. I seriously can't. I don't know how these people did it. Chelsea Handler had a thing recently about she went like on a deep dive with her family, with her grandpa, I believe, who was actually like, she's Jewish, and her grandpa was German, and her grandma was Jewish, and so she was like kind of upset that he fought in World War II on the opposing side, you know. So she went into like a deep dive of that, and that was interesting. He did not align with those thoughts or feelings, but he was just doing what he was told, or, you know, I mean, you had to, or else you would get shot, you would die. So you just had to do what, you just had to do it. Anyway, back to this book. Sorry, I'm rambling because I'm doing my makeup, but yeah, so it goes into talking about how him and his wife had a child before, and before this one that's writing the comic, it talks about like how they all lived in a tiny little like bunker, and he explains like how it was safe and stuff. Well, then, you know, it got worse, and they had to move, and then like the elderly people were taken, the kids were taken to Auschwitz, and they would hear horror stories about them, and yeah, so they averted it for quite a while. They worked for the Germans, making coats and stuff and equipment, and then yeah, it was just so interesting. I love hearing first person stories. Like, I mean, I'm sure this guy has since passed that this was about, but at least he could tell his story. And then like the mom of the person writing the story, she was no longer living, but apparently she had like diaries, and she wrote down everything about what had happened, and the artist was trying to get like that information. They were trying to find it, and they couldn't. He ended up getting so mad at his dad because his dad ended up like he burned everything that his mom had because he was so upset, and he didn't want to be reminded of her anymore. Which I mean, and then the artist was pissed, and that's kind of where we left off. I'm sorry if there's spoilers in this, or if you haven't read it, or I don't know, we kind of know the outcome of World War II, so Um, like I said, I'm curious to find the next one now and read that because I want to know what happens. I want to know what happens to this guy. Especially with his health issues. Like, does he end up passing before he finishes the story? I'm just so curious. This is more pink than orange, but that's okay. I'm trying here. This is not a requirement for the collab. I do want like a... I don't think I have a... I want like an orange, like a hot orange inner corner. It's kind of green. It's kind of green too. I guess I should have just done the eye look and not my whole makeup when I talked about the book. Next time. That make it more orangey? A little. My nose always runs when I do my makeup. So this is the finished look. What do you think? Did I do flame red? I believe that's what it was. Flame red? Yeah, flame red justice. Have you read this book? What did you think about it? Are you going to read this book now? What else have you been reading? Do you read? Do you want more content like this? Just put all of the comments in the comments down below so that I can chat with you. I'd be really excited to do that. But with that being said, we will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.